Behind the scenes at a car dealership, Part 1. 5 things dealers hope you never notice. Welcome back to the Homework Guy Show. Today we're starting a brand new series called Behind the Scenes at Car Dealerships, because once you get past that shiny showroom, the balloons, the free coffee, and that smiling salesperson, there's an entirely different world happening right behind closed doors. And folks, some of the things consumers experience after buying a vehicle are absolutely unbelievable.
And what's scary is that many buyers don't even realize these things happened until months later, after their credit is damaged, or when they try to refinance, or when another lender starts asking uncomfortable questions.
Exactly. And this isn't conspiracy theory stuff. These are real situations we hear about from consumers all over the country every single week. So today we're covering the first 5 major behind-the-scenes dealership problems buyers need to understand before signing paperwork. Sitting at number 1, stolen or misapplied down payments. This one may be one of the most scariest issues happening inside dealerships, because buyers naturally assume, if I gave them money, obviously it got applied correctly. Unfortunately, at some dealerships, that's not always true.
We're talking about situations where cash down payments don't match the contract, trade equity disappears, rebates get applied incorrectly, or deposits somehow never show up properly on the final paperwork. And sometimes the customer doesn't notice because the paperwork changes during the process.
That's one of the biggest dangers at a dealership. Customers often sign multiple versions of paperwork while mentally exhausted and under pressure. Numbers can move around quickly, and if the buyer isn't carefully reviewing every page, they may never catch it.
Then months later, they discover an inflated loan balance, higher monthly payments, fake negative equity, or financing based on incorrect numbers. Some consumers literally end up missing thousands of dollars here.
That's why we constantly tell people, keep copies of cashier's checks, photograph paperwork before leaving, and verify the exact amount financed afterwards. Because once you leave the dealership, proving what happened becomes much harder.
At number 2, improperly titled trade-ins. This one can turn into an absolute nightmare. A customer trades in their old vehicle thinking, great, I'm done with it. Well, not always. Some dealerships delay title transfers, mishandle payoff paperwork, improperly process ownership, or fail to properly satisfy the old loan. That's a big one.
And then suddenly the former owner starts getting toll bills, accident notices, collection calls, or insurance headaches, because legally the vehicle may still appear connected to them. This just happened to one of our viewers in Wichita, Kansas.
And in severe situations, the old loan isn't paid off correctly. Duplicate liabilities show up, your credit can get damaged, or registration problems are happening too.
Some buyers don't discover this until they apply for a mortgage and the lender says, why do you still have this auto loan? That's a terrifying moment for somebody who thought everything was already handled. At number 3, payment packing. Now let's talk about one of the oldest tricks in the dealership world. This is where the dealership quietly inflates the monthly payment beyond what the lender actually approved.
So for example, the bank approves $612 per month, but the dealership presents $679 per month. So where did the extra money go? It's usually buried in products like gap, warranty, maintenance plans, wheel protection, or pure profit markup.
And the reason many consumers never catch this is because dealerships train buyers to focus on one thing, the payment, not total price, total finance, total interest, or how much extra product gets stuffed into the loan.
That's why people sometimes discover years later that they financed thousands of dollars in products they barely even understood. Quite frankly, they didn't need. Number 4, marking up the interest rate itself. Here's another behind-the-scenes profit center many buyers never see. A lender may approve someone at 6.9%, but the dealership contracts them at 8.9%.
That extra spread can make the dealership thousands through lender reserve or participation. And over 72 months, 84 months, that additional interest becomes massive.
Consumers end up paying thousands more in interest, have a slower payoff, you have deeper negative equity, and you often struggle to refinance later.
And the scary part, many buyers never realize the original approval was actually much lower. That's information the average customer often never gets to see. At number 5, silent loan term stretching. This one traps people financially for years. A buyer thinks, wow, they got my payment lower. But what really happened? The dealership stretched the loan from 60 months to 72, or from 72 to 84, and sometimes even 96 months. Becomes more like a car mortgage.
That's right. And because finance managers move quickly through this paperwork, many customers don't even notice that the loan term changed.
Now you're underwater for longer, you pay far more interest over time, and your next trade becomes even worse financially. This is one of the biggest reasons consumers stay trapped in the negative equity cycle.
And it all happened because the buyer stayed focused on one thing, the monthly payment, instead of the long-term financial impact.
And folks, this was only part one of our Behind the Scenes of a Car Dealership series, and honestly, some of those are even worse.
The biggest thing we want people to understand is this. You are not crazy if a dealership experience felt confusing, rushed, or manipulative. A lot of dealership systems are intentionally designed around pressure, emotion, and information imbalance.
And the average consumer walks into that environment completely unprepared. That's why education matters. That's why slowing down the process matters. And that's why we built the Homework Guy team to help people avoid becoming another dealership horror story. So before you sign anything, before you hand over money, before you let somebody rush you through financing, slow down, ask questions, read every line, and never ever be afraid to walk away. If this video helped you, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and share this video with somebody shopping for a car right now. Because the more informed buyers become, the harder it is for bad dealerships to keep getting away with this stuff. We'll see you on the next episode of the Homework Guy Show. God bless you all.